Okay, in this video we are going to look at the difference between shape draw and object draw. So there's quite a bit of difference between the two, and let's take a look at it. So I'm just going to make a stage here that is, let's go 800 by 600 pixels, 24 frame rate, and ActionScript 3.0. So with object draw, I told you in the first class, I'll just go file, save as, we'll go this object draw versus shape draw. Now, the reason why I'm calling it that is so that when later on in the course, when you want to look back on some of these, if you can't remember how to do something, or you can look back on some of these exercise files that we've done together in class, and then you can hopefully be able to figure it out from there. So, as I was saying, shape draw and object draw. So if we just start with the oval tool, I'm just going to go with object draw is on. We'll make this red. We will keep the stroke on. Right now it's at 6. So right now this is our object. When I select our object that we just created, in our properties it says drawing object, and notice how it highlights. It's got this border around it. Now I'll click on the oval tool again. I'm going to turn object draw off, and I'm going to make another circle right beside it, about the same size. Now when I select this, it says it's a shape. It highlights differently. I can select either the fill or the stroke separately. If I'm selecting an object, I can click on the object, move it easily. If I click on the shape and go to move it, it's moving without the stroke. If undo, if I grab the stroke and move that separately, undo. If I want to move them both, click, drag to highlight all of them, or all of it, all of the shape. Then I can move the shape around. If I click and drag, but I don't cover all of the shape, I just cover part of the shape. I'm basically cutting it. Undo. If I move the stroke or the fill, I click somewhere else. If you think of when you were young and you played with Play-Doh and you played with all the different colors, and sometimes you stuck some of the colors together, and then when you tried to pull them apart, what happened was they all either got stuck together or they might have cut some of the other colors. So whichever color is on top, and then when you deselect, it will make pieces disappear or get absorbed. They're actually gone. So now when I select the stroke, all these pieces are separate. So when you're working with shapes, you have to really understand that this is going to happen, because you can make some really cool, interesting artwork if you know how this is going to work. So if I select all of this and just hit delete, so that is the shape. Now the shape draw is the basic form, or the very base form of drawing. So this object, I have the option when I select this tool to turn object draw on. But even if I select this and object draws on, I can still right click, break apart. I can break it apart. Now it's a shape again. I know that because when I click on it, well, it's highlighted separately, or it's highlighted differently than the object draw. And the property and panel will indicate what it is. So again, we've got some options here. When I'm hovering over this, all I've got is my arrows for the directional pad, like which way do you want to move this. When I'm hovering over top of a shape, I can curve this like I curved the motion path. Maybe I want to create a seat or for a car or chair. Maybe I want to have some sort of area that is an irregular pattern shape. Maybe it's supposed to look like lava or water or something, where I can move it, and we'll actually do a shape tween later on. But the big difference with object and shape draw is object will kind of keep everything together, like laminated in a way. And if we right click, break apart, everything's selected, everything's not selected. Anything that was a shape now gets broken apart if there's a line that's intersecting it. So you can create some pretty cool things if you know what's some of the properties between shapes and objects. So if we have this here, now these two colors are the same, and this piece is now connected. So I often tell students, shape draw, it's like working with Play-Doh. Sometimes it does what you want, sometimes it doesn't, and you just kind of have to know its properties, and then you're fine. You can create some cool stuff. So that is object draw versus shape draw.